Okay, let's go ahead and open number 3, strings. So everywhere we see text, we're talking about a string. So why is it called a string? Well, you can think of it as different letters strung together in a specific order. So let's talk about what makes up a string. We have what we call characters. So each one of these letters is what we call a character. You can also have things like punctuation, numbers, symbols, even spaces. So those are known as characters, and strings are made up of characters. So here are different examples of characters. Now let's talk about building a string. So previously we did talk about creating a number constant where we said something like let height in centimeters equal 7817. So that was a number. Notice how it shows as a number on the right. Well, a string constant, you put the text in between quotation marks like this. So notice how here it shows as a string and it's got the quotation marks. All right, let's go ahead and practice. Let's see. Let favorite movie equal Frozen. Don't tell anybody, but I liked it. Okay, the movie Frozen. And favorite song. Let favorite song, you'll never guess, Let It Go. All right. My kids liked that movie a lot. Okay, now let's see what happens when we talk about Unicode. Unicode refers to a standard that can represent any character from almost any language. So notice how we can support all these different characters. We've got Chinese and Spanish, Russian, Japanese. We've got all sorts of things. Check that out. Isn't that cool? You can also you can use Unicode in names, so you could use it even as part of your variable names. The constant name could be something in a Unicode text. So if that's the language you speak, you could use it. You can even use emoji. Awesome. We love emoji, don't we? All right, now combining strings. Now this is where this becomes useful. So let's say you have multiple strings in a message. So you have a username and then you have a post, a message. Well, you combine them by using the plus sign. So notice how it says let finished message equals username plus and then a quotation, space, quotation, and then plus likes your post. And see how it resolves it. See how it makes that? Okay, let's try it ourselves. First, declare first name and last name. So let first name equals, print. I'm going to click down here to let last name equal Arnold. Now combine the strings into full name. Okay, so let full name equal first name plus. Now check out what happens if we don't use that. If we don't use the space up here like this, see what happens? It puts them right together. There's no space. So we want it. If we want that space, then we add it by doing quotation marks and a space and a quotation and then a plus. And then it resolves that way. Okay, now let's even go with let my message, I'm just going to call this my message equals the full name plus, and then a space, plus, then likes your post message. Printer likes your posts. Awesome. Okay, so here we combine strings by adding them together, so that's great. But you'll notice that if you didn't add the space, so we already talked about that, if you didn't add a space, that's what happens. Now let's say we have an app that welcomes a user. You want the string to say something like, hello Tara, welcome to Paris. You can build that by adding strings together, but it gets a little complicated because you've got all this plus and all this other stuff. So let's say you want to fill in the blank. So something like hello blank, welcome to blank. So the Swift has a way it's called string interpolation. It's just really, it just means filling in the blanks. All right, let's see how to do that. So string interpolation is you define placeholders and then you replace them with a value. So the way that works is you use this backslash, open parenthesis, and then a name, and then the closing parenthesis. The name is whatever is the value that you put in here. So for example, we have first name and then city. So we say, so here's the string. Welcome, first name, welcome to city. Hello, first name, welcome to city, right? All right, let's try it out. So we're going to create a favorite food. So let's try that. Here is the string that has the pattern. So we're going to say let favorite food message equals, first we're going to say I like, and then we have a space, and then we do the backslash, and then in the parentheses we're going to say I like favorite food, and then space because it is, and then another space, and then we do the backslash, open parentheses, reason, closing parentheses, and then the closing quotes. So there's our string. Now it says I like pie because it is tasty. Yes, I do. Now it says, what if you want to define a long string in a playground? So you'll notice that the longer string gets cut off. So you notice here we have short strings, and then we have a long one gets cut off. When you do, it says highlight. So if we highlight over there and then we see the little plus and we do a quick look, there's the whole string. So see that little symbol of an I? So that's what that does. Okay. Now let's do some more things with strings. So with strings interpolation, we can do quite a bit. You can do numbers, you can even do calculations. So notice here, you've got at the game yesterday, we got goalie name first half saves, and then notice here at the end in the second half and overtime saves, in overtime for a total of, and then it even does calculations within this string interpolation. And here's the full value right there. Pretty cool. All right. So make up a short fill-in-the-blank story using the one below. Create a string or number for every blank. Use string interpolation to fill in the blanks in the story. Okay. So we have, let's go with name. So we're going to say let person name equal hi Brent. And then we're going to say let number equal, whoops, not the quotes, we're going to say 5,000. And then, so what I'm doing is I'm creating variables for each of these blanks. So 5,000 and then adjective noun. So let cool adjective equals to buy a awesome, and then noun, let cool noun equal car. They went to the noun place feeling very positive. So for noun, let's do another let noun. They went to the location noun. So we're going to call this to the dealer. Let's see. They went to the noun place feeling very positive emotion, but then they felt negative emotion. They were all out of noun. Okay, we're just going to make up nouns. So I'm just going to call this noun place equals park, and then let place equal city, and then positive emotion, let emotion equal surprised, and then let negative emotion equal sad. And then they were all out of noun. Let noun stuff equal pizza. Okay, so make short fill in the blank story. Use a string or number constant for every blank. Use a string to fill in the blanks. Okay. Let story equal today was a big day for, and then we do the back and we do that and we say person name period. They had finally saved up, and then we're going to say number, whoops, I need the parentheses, number, dollars, and we're going to buy a cool, whoops, I keep forgetting the parentheses, my mistake, cool adjective, and then cool noun, period. They went to the, and then we're going to say, oops, forgot my little parentheses. Let me get that back in there. Okay, they went to the noun place, and then place, feeling very positive emotion, period, but then they felt negative emotion, period. They were all out of noun stuff. Awesome. Okay, there's our sweet, sweet story. And if we look over here, we can take a look at it. Today was a big day for iBrand. They had finally saved up $5,000 for going to buy an awesome car. They went to the park city feeling very surprised, but then they felt sad. They were all out of pizza. I know that feeling. Okay, let's check it out. The next one. The Great Escape. Okay, so we've been talking about strings and quotation marks. But what if you have a question mark? For example, let's uncomment this and see what happens. So if I uncomment this, it says, bad string, he said, hi there as he passed by. So we get an error. If we click the error, it says, consecutive statements, blah, blah, blah. It thinks it's a second line because you've got extra quotes. So it thinks that the definition finished this other one, so it doesn't know how to interpret it. All right, so I want to comment this out again so that it won't give an error. But here's the solution. Notice it says, hi there, and we use a backslash before the quotation. That way it ignores it. It doesn't treat it like a string. See, over here, it shows properly. All right. So that's how you escape. It's called escape character. All right, let's see what else we can do. So we have a pattern of escape character followed by something that's treated especially as called an escape sequence. So we've already done this escape sequence a little bit. Notice how we have the escape sequence for the interpolated string, right? But then we also have for the quotation marks. So now it says, notice here that Swift can let you insert invisible characters. This one's called a Newline character, which is this, it's this right here. That's called the Newline, which is a backslash and then N. So that's where we get, notice it says the escape for Newline is followed by the letter N. It says if the result is not, see, notice we have to click show result. Watch this. There we go. See that? That's what they're talking about. So that's where that new line, it created this new line in that result. Awesome. Okay, so we've talked about strings, we've talked about constants, we've talked how to combine them, we talked about string interpolation and escape sequences. All right, check out the next video for the exercises.